Hello. Today we're going to be cleaning something that, in my opinion, does not get cleaned enough because of how often we use these things. I'm talking about cleaning all of my electronics. Now, I'm not going to be focusing really on my phone. I am going to give this thing a wipe down. I had another case and I can't find it, which is sort of annoying. I would like to switch my case out, but it's fine. So mostly what I'll be talking about is my computers. Now I have my MacBook laptop, and I have a, like, what is this, HP 17-inch monster that I love. I've mentioned this before, I use both of them like all the time for different things. Like I'll have them both going at the same time, and it helps to have like more than one screen. And also I love that the HP screen is so big, but I don't clean them as often as I should. I do have a keyboard protector for my MacBook. I don't have one of these for my HP. I wish I did. I actually just took this to the sink and washed it off because it was covered in like lint and the stuff that this catches. I'm so glad that I have this because all of that stuff would be under the keys in my keyboard, and I can't imagine that that's good for the computer. So I have some compressed gas duster. This is just like air basically, and it comes with one of these like skinny straws that you can target the stuff under your keyboard. So I don't have to do that for this MacBook, but I've noticed that it just gets sort of linty, and I'm not sure why, because it does not leave this desk. I don't understand. So both of my computers need to be cleaned, but I'm also going to go through my email and mark some things as spam. I'm going to try to get rid of some email things that I'm subscribed to just because I have so much junk mail, a bunch of promotions that I don't need, things that I don't shop for anymore. So I want to go through that just because I spend so much time every day going through my email trying to get rid of the junk to find the good stuff. And so I want to kind of take some time today while I have today and actually get rid of it permanently so that I don't have to sort through it later. And then let's see what else. I do have some auto pay, like subscription things that I'm subscribed to, and I want to go through those and make sure that I'm not paying for a bunch of stuff that I don't actually use or need anymore. So I want to try to get rid of some of those things. I have a hard drive that I keep my vlog footage on. Now I save everything, all of my raw footage, all of like the clips that you don't see, everything that gets deleted, I keep all of that. So I keep my raw footage in one folder and then the finished vlogs that I upload in a different folder, but the raw footage folder is a mess. And I really want to spend some time trying to organize it. I actually, the beginning of the year, I think it was like very end of December, I took a day and I just went through the completed vlogs folder because I do try to keep them in the order that they were uploaded in that folder. So I number them to kind of keep them in the right order. And so I had to go through because I had a couple of different numbering systems and it just wasn't working. And so I have finally have that organized, and now I want to do the same thing for the raw footage. You probably don't care about any of this, but I do want to spend some time today trying to organize my computers, clean them, make them nice to work with. I do want to see if I can speed up my MacBook a little bit. I know that there are some like tips and tricks that people have been sending me on what is it? Instagram, like Instagram Reels. So I think they're like TikToks, but they're actually Instagram Reels. Anyway, I want to try to see if I can make this work a little bit better, a little bit faster, delete some of the files that I don't need, like the downloaded things. So I just want to go through my computers and clean them. I have a Google sheet that I want to make later, but this is just going to be my next spring cleaning project, is the computers, because it's necessary. I do want to, you know, periodically take some time to go through them and delete the things I don't need. And especially I want to focus on my email today just because there's a lot of junk in my email that does not need to be there. So to get started, I'm actually going to start on the outside. So I have wiped down, no I haven't, I washed this at the sink with soap and water, this keyboard protector, and it looks so much better. So now I want to, before I put this back on, I'm actually going to wipe down the computer. And I just have these disinfecting wipes. I know they have electronic cleaning wipes, but I'm not gonna buy that specifically for this. I'm just gonna wipe it down and it's gonna be fine. I don't think I mentioned this, but I do actually have a screen protector on the screen of my laptop, which keeps it from getting smudgy with fingerprints. I have had that. It actually came with the kit that came with the keyboard protector. So it was part of a case kit actually. So I ordered like a clear case for this thing, and the case itself disintegrated in literally days, which was really disappointing. But the screen protector and the keyboard protector were all like very nice and are still holding up. In the very few days that I had this thing and used this thing without a screen protector, I noticed that it was really kind of gross to not have one, because it just seemed like fingerprints on it smudged terribly. So I really like having that screen protector on. And this keyboard protector, I really like it a lot. It does kind of bubble up sometimes, which is irritating. I don't know why it does that, because the keys don't move. So sometimes it fits perfectly and sometimes it's like it has this huge bubble in the middle, which is strange. But it just kind of lays on top like that. It's perfect. And it also sort of mutes my typing, which I enjoy. So this one has been wiped down. Set that aside and work on the big one next. I'm actually ashamed of how gross this one was. It's nasty. All right, and that, I think, now we're done with the disinfecting wipes. Now onto the fun part. Now it's time for the canned air. I'm gonna kind of trigger or point and shoot some of this under the keyboard. I'm hoping there's not a whole lot of crap coming out of here, but we will see. So I've never done this before on this computer and I'm kind of nervous. We'll see. Okay, mostly cat hair, but not as bad as I had feared that it might be. So let's move on to some of the actual digital cleaning. Since I want to work on my big laptop and I don't know how to screen record on this, I'm basically going to talk you through what I'm doing as I'm doing this, and it's also going to help me preserve my privacy a little bit, but I am going to talk you through what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I am drinking what I think is called an Arctic fog, which is not a London fog, but it is like a London fog, but it's made with peppermint tea and not Earl Grey, but it's very good. So there's that. I'm gonna open up my Gmail account. I'm gonna start in my promotions tab. If you have a Gmail account, you know that there's like the primary tab, social tab, promotions tab, and I also have the updates tab, which I think you can add. I wish you could customize tabs and assign emails to different tabs. I wish there was a way to do that. If there is, I don't know how. Anyway, I'm gonna go through my promotions tab and I'm gonna like pick all of the things that I think are trash, and I'm gonna put them in my trash, and then we'll go into the trash tab and start marking things as like unsubscribe. So I want to get everything out of my inbox first that doesn't need to be here. Moving on to the updates tab, because believe it or not, I've already done this once today and they just keep coming. So I would really like to get rid of some of this stuff. I have 35 emails in my updates tab, and some of these things I cannot get rid of. Like they're things that I actually think I should keep. I need a new filing system in my email, but it's fine. I don't have anything in my social tab. I don't have a Facebook account. So the only thing that I've been getting in my social tab is LinkedIn notifications. And then in my primary, I have several updates. I have some other emails that I think have files in them that I need to keep. So I'm going to move on to the trash tab, which is on the left there. And so, okay, messages that have been in the trash more than 30 days are automatically deleted. I have 2,348 emails in my trash tab, and I don't go in here and manually delete things. These are just, like, this is where I put things, and I guess they're automatically deleted for me after 30 days, which is really nice. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through here and mark some things as spam. I'm going to unsubscribe from some of these. This one specifically is offers.com. I don't remember ever signing up for this. So I'm gonna look for unsubscribe, safely unsubscribe. Typically it's either at the top or the bottom of the email. This one was at the bottom. And I'm going to unsubscribe. So it says I have unsubscribed from all mailing lists. So now I'm gonna delete that message. So I'm just gonna slowly work through here and unsubscribe from some of these email lists. And then I will talk to you again when I'm ready to move on. But I mean, if you want to sit here and do this with me, that's cool. Makes me feel like I have a friend. Some of these things I don't want to not get anymore. Like Bath and Body Works or Barnes and Noble. Like some of them I do see a lot of value in, but some of them I don't want to get anymore. So that's how I'm going to make these decisions, is that if I want to continue to receive these emails, I'm going to keep them. If I don't want them anymore, I'm going to get rid of them. So I've marked a bunch of things as spam, and I have deleted a bunch of, well, I guess I've unsubscribed from a bunch of email lists, which is nice. I want to live with it like this for a little while, for at least a week, and see what kind of dent I have made in the daily emails that I will get. I do have some things that I need to move into different folders in my email. I'm going to do that right now because I'm properly motivated. Now that I've gotten rid of a whole bunch of stuff, I want to put some of these things in their folders that they belong in. So I'm going to do that right now. So I went to the dentist yesterday, and while I'm doing this, I might as well talk to you. So I went to the dentist yesterday, and they told me that I'm grinding my teeth. And I can't imagine why I would be grinding my teeth when I'm like seriously job hunting and things are very chaotic right now. So it doesn't make any sense that I would be grinding my teeth. That's sarcasm. Obviously I'm grinding my teeth. What I need help with is picking a mouth guard, because I know that the custom ones are better than the ones you'd like boil and bite. I know that custom ones are better than that, but I don't know which one is the right one. Like, what do I need? What do I choose for that? So if you have, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. If you have a mouth guard that you really like, that doesn't make you like drool and slobber and spit, and it doesn't take up a whole lot of room in your mouth, because that's my biggest problem with the boil and bite ones, is that they're so big and they're so clunky in my mouth that I cannot sleep with something like that in my mouth. So what I need is something that is more comfortable. So if you have one that you like, I would love to have a link if you're willing to share, or if you can tell me where you got yours. Like, did you get it from the dentist? Because I've heard that the ones you get from the dentist are really expensive, and I don't know that I want to spend a whole lot of money on it. I don't know. I'm just trying to make good choices. So also, can we talk about how Amazon sends you like 6 emails for each Amazon order? Why is that? What's the deal with that? How long do you guys keep emails that like shipping confirmation emails? Do you keep those until you get the package delivered and then you delete them? Because I think that's what I'm gonna do with this. Right? That seems like a good choice. I know I'm probably keeping too many emails that I will never refer to again. But I'm gonna continue to do that because it makes me feel secure somehow. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. I think I'm done with this. I think I'm much happier with this. I only have 13 in my primary now and 15 in my updates. Actually, this one is trash. I can get rid of that. It looks like it's important because it's from an important source, but it's actually junk. So 14 in my updates. Okay, now that I'm done with my email and the guy outside is done mowing sand and making a sandstorm outside, so he has moved on to make noise elsewhere, I'm gonna move on to the next thing on my list, which is to go through my auto pay subscriptions. There are a few things that I know that automatically go onto my credit card. Some things like our SunPass account that auto reloads so that we don't run out of money on our toll card. Internet, Wi-Fi. Our internet for the house goes onto my credit card. That's automatic. But I know that I have those, but I want to go ahead and go through the recent charges on my credit cards to make sure that there's not something recurring on here that shouldn't be. And I also want to make sure that there's not something weird on here that doesn't belong. So this is like a great opportunity to kind of check and make sure that there's not something strange happening on your account or on your credit card, any weird charges. This should be done frequently, but I am gonna go through and see if there's anything, any way that I can save money, anything auto-subscribed that I can get rid of. So I'm going through my credit card statement. I just saw one for Intuit TurboTax. I miss Free File. Does anybody else miss Free File? I really miss Free File. It actually doesn't look like there's anything that I can get rid of. So I can't save us any money because, okay, here's the thing. I did go through recently and I actually had to order a new credit card because there was a strange charge, which is why I like to go through my credit card statements relatively frequently to make sure that there's nothing strange. So just a couple of months ago, I actually went through and I got all new credit cards. So I was automatically unsubscribed, or auto pay was turned off for a lot of different things. So I have added them back as we have needed them. So there's not a charge that I can get rid of, but it's kind of nice that I'm not paying for a whole bunch of stuff that we don't need to be paying for. So that was sort of an exercise in futility, but I'm glad that I checked anyway. So next, I'm gonna move on to the external hard drive. This is gonna be tedious and I'm not excited about it. Okay, so in this folder, in my vlog footage folder, I have several folders for the next few vlogs I want to film. I have them numbered right now. They're probably not gonna go up in that order, but if I have them numbered, then they sit at the top of the list, you know? So I also have a folder full of like the background music files that I like to use for some of my videos. And then I have a couple of like playlist folders that I'm actually going to move to, let's see, what is this? Are these done? No, these are raw. Okay, so I'm gonna move these playlist folders to my raw footage folder. Then I'll go into my raw footage folder and I will actually start the hard work of resorting all of these files. There's so many, there's 253 items, I think is what it says. No. Yeah, 253 items in here. So I need to rename basically everything, just because some of it doesn't make any sense at all. I would like to have it in the same order that my other, like the finished videos are in. This is gonna take me a while and I'm not gonna bring you along for this, but I will let you know when I have it done. I'm gonna drink my tea. You guys have something to drink. Do something that makes you smile in the meantime, maybe? No, it'll just be a second for you. But anyway, I'll pick you guys up when I'm closer to being done with this and then we'll take a final glance, and then maybe we will update a movie Google Sheet. I don't know, we'll see. Kind of depends on time constraints, but anyway, yeah, I'm gonna shut the camera off so that it doesn't die on me, and also my noisy friend is coming back, so it's good timing. Okay, so I have those folders organized. I'm not gonna bother showing you, you don't care. So now what I'm working on is our movie list. I'm a DVD person. I have lots of reasons for that, but part of it is because I'm very old-fashioned, and part of it is because I want my movie on demand and I don't want to have to rely on streaming services to actually have it in the library and my internet to not go out on me. I also really like the bonus features that are available on DVD discs that are not available on streaming service platforms. So I'm a DVD person. So we have a bunch of DVDs. Now I have a movie list. It is a spreadsheet, and I'm going to insert like a screenshot so that you can see what it looks like all of the different columns that I have. You can see I've got movie title, genre, and also the sub-genre, the length of the movie, the year it was made or released, a couple of stars from the movie, the primary format, and then the secondary format, because some of these movies, where's Shang-Chi? Like this one is Blu-ray, it's also DVD, and we have the digital code, so we actually have that movie in 3 different formats. Now, I don't update this list very frequently. I should update it every time we get new movies, but I just don't. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through, I actually went through already and pulled the DVDs that we have purchased in the last several months that I know of. I'm going to add these to the list, and then I'm going to go take my computer to the living room and go through the movies. But I'm pretty sure that this is all of them. Actually, I went through my email because I like to buy movies from the Disney Movie Club website. We are Disney Movie Club members, so we get a pretty good discount on movies from the Disney Movie Club website. So we have several here that I'm gonna add to our movie list. And then I'm gonna see if there's any way I can copy this info and put it in a Google Sheet so that I can access this sheet instead of from my computer. I'd like to have it on Google so that I can access it from my phone when we go shopping out somewhere. Eventually I'd like to do this or something similar with the books in our library, just because sometimes it would be really nice to know what we have and what's on like the wish list. But for now, my task right now is going to be to add these movies to the list here, and then also like some of them have the digital copy. I want to go ahead and add the digital copy, or redeem the code for the digital copies of these movies. I want to go ahead and get that done so that I can throw those little slips of paper that are inside the box. I'm going to get rid of those. So that's what I'm going to do now, is update our movie list. It's going to be a fairly large task, but I'm really looking forward to having this done because it is something that desperately needs to be done because it's weighing on me mentally. Anyway. I'm not going to show you this, but I will pick you up when I'm done. Well, it's later. I have all of the movies updated in our movie list, and I put them back on the shelf in alphabetical order because that is important to me. And it is now 5:30 in the evening, and it is time for me to start thinking about making dinner for tonight and tomorrow because something special is happening tomorrow, so I need to marinate butter chicken for dinner tomorrow night. So I need to go and do some other stuff, but I hope you had a good time. I hope this inspired you to clean your electronics, to go through your email and get rid of some subscriptions in your email inbox. I know I'm feeling very happy about some of the decisions that I made, some of the things that I have cut out of my email inbox, but I think that's all that I have for today. So not very tangible results yet, but it needed to be done. So our next spring cleaning video will be more tangible. I'm planning on filming it tomorrow. It is going to be cleaning the kitchen, and it really needs to be done. So I'm looking forward to that. Hope you are too. You guys will see me in another video really, really soon. Bye everybody.